Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Oracle of Seasons. In the last part we started off the game and met our villain and Oracle, and now this NPC is new. She wants us to tell the fairies over in Fairies Woods a secret over in Labrina. There are 7 secrets, if I recall correctly, hidden throughout the overworld of the game that you need to tell characters of the opposite Oracle game. Doing so generally gets you good rewards and such, and I'll be doing those a bunch at once, actually. I'm gonna save those off for later. Now, I actually just bought bombs. You can wait to do this later, because you're going to get the bombs in the next dungeon as a optional chest. But I want to use them now, because why not? But you want to bomb this right here. By the way, that guy's name is Dr. Wright. I forget if that's a SimCity reference. Because I know that character there was actually in Link's Awakening in one specific house. So, Anyway, I just got 20 rupees, so I essentially got those 10 bombs for free. So that's a thing. And now we're actually going to head off to the first dungeon. Which is actually a fairly short walk away. If you remember the screen we started at after Din found us, it's actually just one to the left. Oh, and if you talk to Impa there, she says the exact same thing. First off, here's a Gacha soil place I want to plant my seed at. The heart piece is still random, except, from what I remember, there are actually sweet spots for finding them that a lot of people have. But yeah, put the gnarled key in here, and, well, this happens. This looks kind of familiar, doesn't it? Anyway, welcome to Level 1, Gnarled Root Dungeon. Now, first off, one thing I want to show off is if you go straight up from here, we actually get a returning character. The wise old man from Zelda 1, actually. Yeah, this, like I mentioned, I think the last part, if I mentioned that at all to begin with, Oracle of Seasons has a crap load of Zelda 1 references in it, and there is a reason for that I'm going to get into later. Actually, no, wait, no, I didn't mention that last part. Oh, well! Anyway, this room is very simple. Kill the 4 Stalfos, you get a key. Is it Stalfos or Stalfos? I know I'm just asking that now, like my 5th Zelda game in. And here you have to do the same thing to have something else happen other than just open the door. However, one thing I've always done since I was a kid is that I've waited to kill the 4th one until it was close to me on this tile, because then I get placed on top of a treasure chest. And it's the dungeon map. Let's take a look at what we're looking at. Wow, that just looks like an upside-down umbrella, not so much a gnarled root. And we got the returning Zals. Like in Ages, the big ones damage you, but the small ones only incapacitate you, technically. Also, very early in this game, we actually get the minecarts already. And you got Garayas, as usual. Are they Garayas or Moblins? I don't remember. I think they're Garayas. Because they look similar enough. And that totally wasn't a jump cut. What are you talking about? Yeah, I messed this puzzle up the first time for some reason. It's entirely optional, too. For doing it, you can just get a Gacha seed as well, so nothing that big, really. Well, unless you're going for that heart piece. Which, obviously, I'm going to. Gonna want to hit this switch so you can switch the, tracks below, and then you can get the compass. Not that many, chests in this place, actually. But then again, it's the first dungeon. Though, it's even shorter than the first dungeon of Oracle of Ages, actually. In fact, I will say, as an overall game, Seasons is shorter. Because, let's see, Ages was 22 parts. I wouldn't be surprised if this was just like 18, 17 parts. Depending on how I go later on. And already, wow, we already get spinning blade traps. We didn't get those until, what, Dungeon 7? In Ages? Anyway, if you didn't buy bombs from the shop like I did, that's where you would first get them. That's weird, because that's not even the dungeon item, technically. You're gonna want to come over here and step on the switch so you can get a key. Very basic puzzle so far, huh? Well, first off, it's not only because it's actually the first dungeon. You might recall correctly that towards the ancient tomb in Ages, I described how this was originally going to be a trilogy of 3 games, and how the mystical seed of power and wisdom were the only ones made. If I recall correctly, I forget if I mentioned it or not, actually. I mentioned that Mystical Seed of Wisdom was more puzzle-based, and Power was more action-based. Those attributes carried into Oracle of Ages and Seasons. Ages is more puzzle-based, Seasons is more action-based. There's always a fairy in that bush, by the way. Anyway, time for the mini-boss. Actually, no, I guess these are Goriah. No, actually, no, they look more like... I guess they're Goriahs? I don't know. They're very easy. They share a health bar. Just slice them enough and they go down really easily. And over here we got another Zelda 1 reference. Just push that block and you're led to another room that's ripped right out of Zelda 1 with more pixels. And it's also here we get another returning item from Ages. The Seed Satchel, which automatically has 20 Ember Seeds in it. Ember Seeds, like in Ages, are used to not only light fire to certain things, but also... well, actually just about that, burn things. Anyway, do what I'm not about to do and go into that portal immediately because it's a shortcut for us in this dungeon. This is one of the few dungeons where it doesn't directly lead you to the entrance. It leads you back to this room, actually. Which is a nice little shortcut, I suppose, to get back here more quickly. I always appreciate that, games. Just light these two things up, and you're led into this room which has a mob... I'm not even sure what I'm going to call these guys, because I'm not sure which one's which. I guess moblin, and then you could just slice them to pieces. And doing so, you get the boss key. Yeah, we're already almost done here. Let's put it like this. If I could beat this dungeon with no problems as a kid, that says things about its difficulty. Because, I'll be honest, I sucked at games hard when I was a kid. Like, I had trouble beating, what's his name? Rolling Armadillo from, no, Armored Armadillo from Mega Man X. Anyway, like those two torches, you get access to this room, which has actually, no, Floor Masters. Wall Masters are the ones that drop from the ceiling. There's 2 screens to this place, and I think 5 spawn on each, or is it 4? I think it's 4, yeah, it's 4. Go up here for a ring. I forget if I mentioned it in Ages, but only certain rings that you find in chests are set. Like, that one's entirely random, as far as I'm aware. Or is it? I think it actually might be the Discovery Ring, which plays a tune every time you enter an overworld screen that has a Gacha Soil spot. Anyway, time for the boss, who is... Aquamentus? From Zelda 1? Huh. Aquamentus here is very easy. You just slash at his horny, he'll die. He has a couple attacks, which is to shoot either those rays or to charge at you, but as you can see, he goes down real quick. And that's a heart container. And here's our first of the 8 essences of nature. We got the fertile soil, an essence of nature. Seeds scattered across bountiful lands are nourished in this fertile soil. Well then. But yeah, Gnarled Root's not that bad of a dungeon at all, really. Hello, Maku Tree, stalking me like your cousin, I see. Hey, that rhymed! Ugh, it's me, the Maku Tree. Some of the fertile soil has come to me, too. I already feel stronger. Oh, in my dreams I saw the Temple of Seasons in a strange land I do not know. There I saw a precious item that'll aid you, Link. That's all I can see now. Lazy. Also, my footage skipped there for some reason. So you missed the initial part of the entrance of Maple here. Yeah, she's back from Ages. Although she's the only returning character that doesn't recognize you. Are there just 2 Maples and I'm not aware of it? And she's hinting towards Lon Lon and eggs. Keep that in mind for the trade quest. But yeah, Maple, the way she works, she charges into you, and you make a mad dash to collect more items than her. She, like the Gacha Seeds, does have a heart piece, so if you get that, make sure you get it. And don't get trolled like I did in Ages when it first showed up. And then here we got a wise old man, who is kind to you and will give you 100 rupees. Unlike the one time I think that happened in Ages, there are multiple wise old men like that that'll give you money or take money away from you in this game. And my Gacha Soil seed sprouted into a ring, which I believe turned out to be a blue holy ring, which I already have one of. Anyway, you're gonna want to make sure it's winter in this area right now. For reasons. Actually, were there reasons? I don't recall. Anyway, you're gonna want to have bombs out so you can blow up the mayor's wall. Sorry, dude. And in doing so, you get a free gacha seed. Now, I'm not going to be planting every gacha seed I get unless it's in a location I know I generally get the heart piece, because I've gotten it in a couple ones. Except for that one. That one's going right away. Mostly because, unlike Ages, where you get a lot of gacha seeds really quickly, in this game they're much more equally spread out. Anyway, as you can probably tell what I'm about to do, we need to burn this bush, tree, thing out of the way so we can get the first heart piece of 12. So yeah. And now the next thing we want to do is actually head back down here first off for this. Make sure, I think that tree only sprouts in certain seasons. In fact, that's the way all of the trees work in this game. You're gonna want to burn down this bush right here for another kind old man. And I'm heading towards the ring shop right now, even though all the rings I got were repeats for some reason. What you want to do if you want to get some progress done is go into Dr. Wright's house and light up his torch, as I'll do momentarily. Oh, also I should mention, in between parts, I did buy a gacha seed from the 100 Ring Advance shop that's in the northwestern section of the town. You do need to have the game in a GBA to do that, so yeah. Anyway, for lighting up his torch, we get the Kuko Dex, which is the first item in the trade quest. Next, we want to head back to this screen, because the next item that we can do this with, or do this trade quest with, is on this screen. And she's being blocked by a chicken. It's supposed to be Malin from the Zelda 64 games. She wants the Kuko Dex because her father's in the mountains and she wants to have some advice on it. And she's going to give us a Lon Long egg, which you might remember Maple saying something about wanting. Also, I decided to commit genocide on chickens. This is satisfying. Oh god, run away! That was frightening. Anyway, now you're going to want to head down here and burn these bushes. Wait, young traveler. I'm a wandering prophet, Sakura. Ah, I feel it. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, the four spirits are calling you, make no mistake. The Temple of Seasons is still hidden in this world. If you can find the temple, then pay a visit to the spirits who live there. Surely they can help. Farewell. Okay, that was weird. Let's just burn that bush and go over here. And because I like music, let's head up here for... Well, yeah, get the shield out. Ah, the Song of Storms, how I love thee. That's enough of that for you guys. Don't worry, we'll be hearing enough of that song later on. For reasons that you will find out. Also, you can head south now, but there's nothing for you there. Now, I'm killing as many enemies as I can because I want to meet Maple as soon as possible to give her that damn it, I do it again. Lon egg, not log. So, yeah. What the... Hello there. It's horrible. A temple, fell into Subrosia. What's a temple? Subrosia is a secret place. I must return in secret. Without being seen. You've already failed that worse than any God in Metal Gear Solid. The way this works is that you have to hide from, I'll tell you right now, her name is Rosa. You don't really find that out unless you talk to certain NPCs much later in the game. She does have cone vision, so she can only see directly in front of her. But the thing is, if you're in anyone in that general direction, she will likely see you, so just try to stay out of her sight as much as you can. This is really easy, though. I do like the music, though. And, she doesn't follow a random pattern. Every time you play the game, she's going to move the exact same way. This is the only one that could possibly trap you, because if you fail this, you have to start all over. And how did she trick you up? Well, she leaves the screen, and then comes back. I have fallen for that so many times in my, like, 30 well, not 30, probably more like 15 playthroughs. But for doing that, we get to see her disappear in the bush. With a secret portal inside, which we're not going to take quite yet. I decided to kill the rest of the enemies I need to make Maple show up off-screen. I also want to head over here, because there's actually a hidden Gasha soil seed in this spot, in this place. And it's now I killed the rest of the enemies to make Maple appear. How you doing, Maple? Have my egg. I'm not sure why the eggs are popular, but they are. But she's gonna give us a creepy, or ghastly doll, rather. I recommend you get that as soon as possible, because you're actually gonna be holding on to it until towards Dungeon 3, so the more opportunities you have to get the heart piece, the better. Anyway, now let's go into this portal to see what's beyond it. Including a lot of lava. Oh dear. But with that, I'm gonna need to end this off here. Thank you guys for watching, and in part 3 I'll be checking out this mysterious lethal lava land clone, and seeing what lies within it. See you guys then.